They're always having conversations when they're drunk.
Can you look at the camera?
Yeah.
Hey, we're back with the Dr. Z show.
Hi.
So, fun fact, we're one of my friends that works at the LGS is doing her 12-hour 21st birthday live stream, and so Jacob and I are playing. What's the game? Bracketeering. I want to see if I can screen share on the recording.
Yeah, I'm gonna turn the volume for it all the way down, so that
that would be appreciated.
so that we don't have double volume.
Okay.
Ah,
Yeah.
there's
Also
so
muting
many.
chat and the other thing. Yeah, and I'm gonna mute or like get rid of you.
She has cookies.
She has also a lot of people in her apartment. A bunch of our friends that we play Magic with are there.
She looks like one of my coworkers. It's kind
Is she one of your coworkers?
No, because
Yeah.
that coworker just had a baby.
She could have just had a baby. You don't know. You don't know about her life, Jacob.
Yeah, my coworker like had a baby, dyed her hair, and moved to and like has been living a double life in Northern Virginia.
In Northern Virginia and in Provo. Let me see if I
Yep.
can actually get this to reach my No, I can't reach my I can't pull the microphone cord away far enough to reach my fridge to get my drink, but I can reach the one that's on the table because I just have drinks everywhere across my apartment.
That's what's been happening to me and Abby. We'll be drinking because the tap water here is really terrible. And just lots of like extra gross minerals in it and stuff.
Extra gross minerals.
Yeah, so we've been drinking bottled water because we're terrible and destroying the environment. But also because the water tastes bad.
Fair.
And we end up with just like bottles of water just like scattered around the apartment that are like half full. They're like, we gotta finish these.
All right, so this is our friend Vigilante. Follow her on Twitch at twitch.tv/vigilante. Our shout out is a bit. This is our bit. Is us playing bracketeering. I've actually never played this game. I've played a lot of Jackbox games, but this is one that I've never played. For reference, Jacob is Gur, and I am Dat, as in Dat Boy.
Nice.
Well, because last game my name was Tony, and that gave away things.
Yeah. I could sign on to the Twitch chat, but I don't know that I want to.
I mean, I guess it's up to you, like kind of entirely.
I've honestly never been on a Twitch chat before, and so I just don't care.
Wow, harsh. Harsh. And don't worry, we're not doing this the entire show this week. We will be talking about board game cafes.
Yep.
And the like. Oh, so you guys might remember our friend Brenna that was on the show a few times. I was talking to her about the new deck that I'm building, Jacob. And she says it's a furries deck because all of the humans turn into
That's a
werewolves, and so they're all humans that are dressed up as awesome grandma names. What?
I'm a bit confused. How do I participate? Best nickname for CPR.
Oh, okay. So you like vote for
you like submit one.
Submit one, and then you like vote. Oh, like you know what I'm gonna pick. Like you already know which one's mine. Mine is in. I'm in there like swimwear.
I really hope mine gets vote. I really want to see.
I really don't want to see yours. I'm like afraid of what it's gonna be.
So does everyone vote on the same names at first?
Which ones did you vote on?
I voted on DJ Beat and Mouth to Mouthy.
No. I voted on different ones. No. Oh, there's also 6 people, so it could tie. Oh, you like gotta tap it to win.
I didn't realize that was how it worked. No!
All of them can tie. Was yours mouth to mouthy?
Yeah.
I definitely thought yours was DJ Beat. That's why I voted for it.
Mouth.
Mouth mouthy.
Yeah, Mouth to Mouthy.
Well, now mine can win. We gotta work together to get mine to win.
Zac Efron and Limp Larry. It's your Zac Efron?
No.
Yours is Limp Larry?
No, mine's neither of these. We haven't voted on mine yet.
Oh shoot! It's overtime all the time.
Well, yeah, because there's 6 people. You'll know when mine comes up. You'll know which one is mine.
Aw, Limp Larry. Dang it. I'm bad at this. I've lost every time.
You're bad at tapping.
I'm not good.
You're not good at clicking the screen. That's Dan in the background doing some weird ass shit.
Corpsey bouncy.
What the hell? What are these names?
Definitely corpsey bouncy.
Nah.
Oh, okay. Just helping fuck one.
Somebody didn't vote.
I have accurately predicted the loser every time.
Alright, mine's coming up. Yeah.
That
Dad boy. Overwhelming support. Overwhelming support. You know, Dat Boy is gonna win. I predict Dat Boy will win.
Oh, I didn't realize we were predicting again. Whoops.
Yeah, because it's the
I thought I was just voting.
second round.
But I did pick that boy.
This is probably the weirdest bit we'll ever have on the show. A bit that involves other people temporarily.
Yeah.
I betrayed DJ Beat because I thought that one was yours and it wasn't. It's gonna be Limp Larry versus Dat Boy. Oh no! It refreshed the stream. That was terrible. Oh no, ads! Ads are bad. Stupid ads. I can't see what's happening. I can't see what's happening.
Dat Boy won.
Yeah. Okay, I'm back. Dat Boy is the best.
We all got 500 good jolt.
Good jolt. Is it actually called that, or is it called gold? And you're just saying it weird.
I wanted to say it weird. Like
Dat Boy. It's all about Dat Boy.
Oh my gosh. Yes.
Dat Boy.
Wow. 5 votes. 6 votes for Dat Boy.
What up, it's Dat Boy.
Well, you did it.
I did it. Teamwork makes the dream work. Scores me a bazillion points.
Jeez Louise.
Holy crap, get wrecked.
Wow.
2,200 points.
Time for a blind bracket.
What is even this game?
Name any celebrity.
Dat Boy. Dat Boy's a celebrity.
Name any celebrity.
Actual cannibal Shia LaBeouf. So Claire insisted that I watch that video after we watched the last show, and
Yeah.
I had actually seen it before,
Oh, okay.
but
Okay.
I forgot that it existed because it's fucking stupid.
It's not stupid.
It's so stupid.
It's amazing.
Best voice to always hear in your head as your inner thoughts. I put Dat Boy. It's Dat Boy.
I had to vote for my own because
Yeah, my predictions were Dat Boy or Selena Gomez. I don't want to hear Selena Gomez in my head. Chris Pratt. Yeah, no.
oh no, you gotta vote John Philip Sousa.
You picked John Philip Sousa, didn't you?
Yeah, that's the one I submitted.
Name any celebrity. John Philip Sousa. Okay. That's very you, Jacob.
Dang it.
Sorry. You should have told me. I would have voted for it. Would have lost, but I would have voted for it. Mike Myers or Will Ferrell? Neither. I'm not even going to vote.
I'd pick Will Ferrell
Either.
over Mike Myers for sure.
Both of their voices are annoying. Like, I didn't vote.
I feel like Will Ferrell's is, I feel like his is an affectation for a lot of his characters. So I do kind of wonder what he sounds like normally.
Oh, like actually?
Yeah, when he's not like, he has
That boy is beating Selena Gomez.
weird pauses.
I can't believe that boy beat Selena Gomez. This is the worst. Oh no, Morgan Freeman's gonna win.
Yeah. Yep. Got crushed.
Yeah, Morgan Freeman's gonna win. Like he's gonna beat that boy.
Does that boy even have a voice?
No.
the everything's just in like a Morse code of like what up.
I'm gonna lose to Morgan Freeman. To be honest, like if I was gonna lose to anyone, I accept that I will lose to Morgan Freeman. Yeah. I don't want to listen to Will Ferrell. But this is the voice you're hearing in your head as your inner thoughts. So like you're like when you think things. This reminds me of the you get $10 million, but Morgan Freeman or not Morgan Freeman, but
You get $10 million, but Morgan Freeman.
you get $10 million, but Samuel L. Jackson says motherfucker every time
You spend money for the rest of
you
your
spend
life.
money forever.
Yeah. So does it matter if
It doesn't matter if yours wins.
It matters if you predict correctly?
It matters more if you predict correctly.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah, Morgan Freeman's gonna win, like of course. You get like bonus money if yours wins,
Okay.
I think. I don't know how this game works. It's a Jackbox game. It's weird.
Yeah.
Fibbage is the best though. They were playing Fibbage earlier. Sorry we missed out on that. Yeah, so you get 1,000 if yours wins.
Oh wow.
As like a bonus. I still won, right? No? No. Oh, no,
wow.
I'm still winning. Yeah.
He's
Get
killing
wrecked.
it.
Phi.
I'm third?
Triple blind bracket. What does that mean?
I don't know.
Oh, this bracket will change every round. Okay. Any small object.
Any small object.
Did I say dat boy again? Uganda Knuckles. Are you
That is our
sad?
queen.
Are you sad you you submitted your answer already? You could have picked that.
I
Just all
could
the-
have.
All the answers
I
are
coulda-
memes.
I could have picked Uganda
Oh, no,
Knuckles.
it's load again as an ad. Oh no, it did. Okay.
Best item to have an oversized novelty version of to prove that you're hilarious.
Wait, what?
What?
Oh no. Okay, I get it.
Okay.
It's a small object that becomes large.
Yeah. I mean, Uganda Knuckles.
I do still have that Knuckles in my car.
Nice.
A pen cap and an earring. A giant earring. That would prove that you're hilarious.
I think pen cap. Whoa. You can change your vote?
I didn't. Maybe.
How?
I don't know.
I can't.
I'm playing on my phone and it's like, nope, this is your vote now.
Weird.
Children's tears or a gumball. I gotta go with a.
I'm glad someone voted for it.
Children's tears was yours, wasn't it?
Yep.
What's wrong with you?
I don't know.
Why are you like this?
No one knows. Ooh. Yeah, probably key.
A battery because in the Buzz Lightyear animated movie, what powered the Emperor's evil super weapon was a giant battery, and they put it in backwards. That's the only reason I picked battery. Yeah.
Oh, that's the only one I've lost.
Yeah, mine's next. Mine's next.
Dad, what in the world is Lucy?
I don't know who Lucy is or what it is. Oh, Lucy's the dog. It's her dog.
Oh, okay. Oh, we have 7 people playing now? Someone joined?
No, somebody's in the audience. It says there's one person in the audience.
It said seven people play.
I don't know. Best thing to give a child is replacement for their blankie, that little boy. Oh, okay, so you vote on your
So the question
prediction. Yeah, the prediction table is you predict on your bracket. So you can predict if you win or if somebody else.
Yep.
I'm gonna win this one again. I'm gonna beat Battery. I'm gonna say Gumball, cause you can like eat it and then like spit the gum out, and then it's like.
I mean, children like gumballs. They're shiny.
They're shiny? I hope not.
Yeah, it's like shiny candy.
It's
How
shiny.
could-
What
how-
gumball have you ever eaten that's shiny?
All of them?
Really?
Yes.
That's strange.
I don't mean like covered in glitter. I just mean like there's a nice sheen to the coating.
Okay, that makes.
Is that little boy a plushie?
Yes.
It's
In
a
this
plushie
case,
sapling.
I'm gonna crush this game. It's like you crushed the last game.
Yeah.
In a pinch, the best substitute for a toothbrush, a gumball or that little boy.
Honestly, that little boy.
Yes, you do. Don't lie.
Oh.
No, it's tie.
Oh.
No,
Ah!
I gotta tap. Tap like a demon. I got this. I got this. I got this. Oh no!
Whoa! How?
And
How did the
that was-
gumball win?
I don't know. I think she was too low to win though. Oh no! I came in second.
Burr beat you.
I think she's done streaming. Oh, she's still playing. She was talking to somebody who was a subscriber. Although, we're done with this. How do I get back? Oh, there you are.
I was disconnected.
Get disconnected. Alright. Now to resume your regularly scheduled Dr. Z show. What are we going to talk about today, Jacob?
Civic Doodles is the next game they're planning.
Links, what is Civic Doodles?
I think you just draw.
That seems hard on a phone.
It's
Or on a
like
computer.
everyone draws a picture together.
I thought that was I thought it was called something else.
Well, it reminds me of the game.
Not game.
What?
There's a different game where you drawful. That's what it's called.
It reminds me of that game where like you write a sentence and then you fold it over and then someone draws a picture of, or like you write a sentence and someone draws a picture of that sentence and then you fold over the sentence and then the next person has to write a sentence based on your picture.
Oh, and then like the most like
Yeah.
okay, I sort of get it.
Yeah, I forget what that game's called, but it's a very fun party
It's not
game.
Pictionary. Pictionary is different.
Is it
Speaking of
called?
Pictionary, Pictionary is a board game.
Yeah.
Theming. Sorry,
Speaking.
I forgot. I was doing that and I held my hands like that for a minute and then I was like, wait, they're not on camera. Theming.
Ah,
That's better.
it looks like you're trying to scare someone. Boogie boogie theming.
So, see if you can riddle me this, Batman. Why is it that all of the barbershops out here, because I was like researching like where to get my haircut, because we're having our engagement pictures tomorrow, even though we're already married and we're gonna get married again.
You're going to be wed.
Figure that out. Yeah, there you go.
Now you're gonna
That-
be wed.
That makes sense actually. I'll have to let her know. That's a good one. But anyway, so tell me why all of the barbershops out here only take cash.
They used their scissors to cut up all the cards.
I mean, maybe. Like, I don't know. I
don't
was
know.
hoping you could come up with a better answer than I could.
I've
Because I can't
never-
come up with an answer. So that's a good one.
I honestly don't know. I've never encountered that.
And not even it's not even just cash for only tips. It's just cash, like for everything. Like they don't accept cards, which is weird.
That is really weird.
And we were at my parents' house last weekend, near where my barber is. So I should have gotten my haircut down there, but like a fool, I didn't. Because we were playing D&D, and it was great because our Dragonborn decided that he was gonna kick the entire party through a door and into the room that these bone minotaurs were in. Okay, hold on. So I'll set the stage. They were in the sewers. There, the stage has been set. So they're in the sewers and they're in this narrow hallway that only one of them can move at a time through.
Okay.
So our rogue was in front, and because he was like investigating as they were like moving slowly, the rogue was in front. I would say our rogue, the rogue. The rogue was in front, and he comes up onto this door, and they found out that the door isn't trapped, but our rogue rolled a natural. The rogue, yeah. The rogue rolled a natural 20 to investigate, and so like he found out where everything was in the room. Like there's 2 bone minotaurs, like they're guarding this chest. The chest turned out to be a mimic, and that's a whole nother story. Because the Dragonborn was like, "I'm gonna open the chest," and like opened it, and it like latched onto his arm. Our monk had a great idea to use a sickle to cut it off of him. But anyway, the wizard didn't care. Just set the both on fire. Anyway, so our Dragonborn's like really the Dragonborn. Yeah, I keep doing that. Dragonborn's really upset with the rogue, like for personal whatever reasons, like that weren't game related, unfortunately. That weren't character related.
Oh,
so
no.
he's like, I kick Kevin. Kevin's the he's playing the rogue. It's like I kick Kevin through the door, and Kevin's like, sure, like that seems fine. And so that worked so well because the Dragonborn rolled a 20 to succeed. Kevin rolled high enough. The rogue rolled high enough on his Constitution save, so he didn't take any damage. And then his Dex roll ended up with the modifier being like 25 to land. So he landed like directly on top of the Minotaur and damaged it, and then cloaked immediately. And so then the Dragonborn was like, okay. And our wizard who was right behind him was like, all right, move out of the way. Like, I'm going to go in. So like you go in. And he was like, no. And he's like, I pick up the wizard. And so he just started flinging the rest of the party like into the room. So he had to make a strength roll, which he passed every time. And every member of the party had to make a Constitution save so that they didn't get damaged by the Dragonborn grabbing them with his massive strength. And so, and then they also had to make a Dex save so that they didn't hurt when they fell. So the only people that failed their Dex saves was the Tiefling Wizard failed his Dex save, and he took 2 damage when he landed. And the Orc Fighter, the half-Orc Fighter, failed his Constitution save. So he took 6 damage when the Dragonborn grabbed him. Our Bard refused to be thrown into the room and just stood outside and Cloak of Daggers.
Mm-hmm. He cast Cloak of Daggers.
She cast Cloak of Daggers on one of the Minotaurs. And then our wizard cast Cloak of Daggers on the Minotaur. And then the Dragonborn decided to enter the room and crush it with a hammer. But then they didn't, like, they investigated the chest, and if you know anything about mimics in D&D, if you investigate a mimic, and even if you critically succeed, it's just, like, it just looks like whatever thing it is. You have to detect magic, and you have to succeed on a detect magic. So both of the rogues investigated the chest, one of them critically succeeded, and I was like, it's just a wooden chest, and the Dragonborn was like, I go and open it, and I was like, make a Constitution save, and the whole party was like, what? And our wizard, who's like the most seasoned D&D player, was like, oh shit, it's a mimic. And I was like, yep, get fucked. So then everybody was like beating the crap out of the Dragonborn. The wizard cast him, set him on fire with a firebolt. He's like, was like, it's your fault. Like, the mimic's attached to you. Just set it on fire. It was unfortunate because I was almost sure that if anybody was gonna make the grapple saving throw to get the mimic off of them, it would have been the Dragonborn, but he failed. He got like a 3 or something. Like he failed really bad.
Wow.
But anyway, the latest adventures of the party. So when in doubt, kick people through doors.
Oh man. And then throw them through doors.
Yeah, I was like, okay, he's gonna kick the rogue through the door, and then like he's just gonna enter the fight And he was like, "No, I'm the tank, but I'm gonna stay out of this one and just throw people into the room, like whatever." What? But anyway,
What's the Dragonborn class?
paladin, dark paladin. So he's not even a nice paladin. He's like, I get healing spells next level, and I'm like, no, you don't. He's like, but I'm a paladin. I'm like, you worship death. Healing spells? What do you think this is? Heroes of Might and Magic? Anyway, so what are we actually talking about? On theme. We're still D&D is still on theme, right?
Board game cafes?
Kind of.
To a degree. Unless I'm wrong.
So here's a question to sort of like split this up. Are LGSs that have, what does an LGS also have to be a board game cafe?
I mean, you definitely want like sufficient. Well, okay, so I will state this though. For a lot of LGSs, support specific games, and I think that's the defining characteristic. Like
specifically, like a board game, like
a lot of LGSs have like
or whatever, like
like Magic the Gathering events, like card game tournaments, etc. Not that board game cafes can't have that, but LGSs have in the past typically been hubs for those specific games, and like miniatures games as well. Those have kind of been.
Okay, hold on. So I'm gonna time out. Okay, so our LGS, yours and mine, back home for you, and now much further south than I'd like for me. But I still visit, kind of as much as possible. So, were they doing X-Wing when you were still there?
Yeah.
Okay, so X-Wing is really big now. It has 2 whole nights a week. And Warhammer got really big at the store, even though there's a Games Workshop like right on the other side of the city. Warhammer got really big at that store, and so that has an event in the afternoon one of the days. So they do focus on Magic, and they have a lot more Pokemon stock, but they have those events. They have the X-Wing and Warhammer events, and they also have an entire bookshelf dedicated to store-owned games that you can play while you're in the store.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if they had that when you were there.
No,
I think it was like a couple games, but now it's like a whole it's like a whole shelf now.
Okay.
And some of them are like the more complicated games. Like there's a copy of Twilight Imperium, and there's like Betrayal, House on the Hill with both the expansions.
I just got really into Terraforming Mars.
I've heard of that game. I've not played it.
It's really fun.
Okay. So there's that, and then the Italian I'm trying to think of the name of it. Bizzelli's is like right next door, and that's like they stay in business because of the LGS.
Yep.
Like their prices are really good. They're open like reasonably late. They're not open till like 1 o'clock in the morning, but they're open like late enough so that everybody can get dinner. And they do delivery, and they have like a delivery fee if they deliver, but they'll just bring your food over, like, because it's next door, like without a delivery fee or whatever, and people tip them like anyway. And so it's not the LGS that has food, like they have snacks and drinks there, but like with the combination of Bizzelli's being right next door, I feel like you could argue that places like they'll just, to avoid saying LGS 100 times, it's the store's called Curio Cavern, so we call it Curio. Not sponsored, unless you want to. No, so Curio, like by that definition, you could argue that it's a board game cafe, maybe.
Yeah. It's I guess the rise, because there have been local game stores around for long periods of time. I think the maybe the term board game cafe is just newer. Like people have known about game stores for a while and everything, but with the rise of board games as a thing that just more people are into, and with the more variety, instead of thinking board games as, oh, your family Monopoly.
I think I know. I think I know where you're trying to skirt around the issue, and I was going to point out a disclaimer as like we're not trying to gatekeep here, but I feel like Board Game Cafe is the like trendy, popular like title for an LGS.
Yeah.
Like I want to say that without like trying to gatekeep and like it's not I'm not saying you're like not a real nerd if you like don't play like Twilight Imperium or Magic or like go to your LGS. Like I'm not trying to say that at all. But I think we're both like sort of it sounded to me like you were skirting around that issue, and that was something I wanted to point out was that like board game, like I've heard people talk about a board game cafe, and there's this place near me, Victory. They moved recently. They're on Backlick. But Victory, like the comic shop, is an LGS. And I've heard people be like, oh, yeah, like I went to this board game cafe. And like me, like out of interest, I'm like, oh, where'd you go? And they were like, oh, I went to Victory Comics. And I'm like, that's an LGS, but okay. Like, sure. Like to myself.
Admittedly, though, LGS is a term that is really popular in the Magic community because of people wanting to. And so, like, if you're not in the trading card game community in any of them, you're probably not going to even know what the term LGS means. Because
have we said what the term means on the show? I know we've said it. We've said LGS a lot.
LGS, local game store. But I think people don't know that because there's this fight against like Walmart and Target and other places selling cards or people buying from them because people want to support these hubs where people can go and play together. And so
most LGSs, almost like basically every single LGS, I'll just say this out of ignorance, every single LGS except Games Workshop is like family owned. Like the guy that owns it because he's there, because he works there, like, and you see him all the time. Yeah. I can't think of a single LGS that I've ever been to, heard of, or known, like even like sort of nebulously known about that isn't like family owned. Not like family owned, but like owned by someone, like a singular person. Huh?
There's a place out here called Dragon's Keep that has a lot of locations, and so I don't know if it is family owned.
I think I've heard of that because you told me about it.
They've sort of rotating staff as well. In that I haven't known people who've worked there for like really long periods of time.
Okay.
But they also sometimes will like rotate people through their different stores. So even if you've been working for them for a long time, sometimes you're not always at the same store.
Okay, so they're a chain. I mean, like they could be family owned.
They could be,
maybe, but not in the sense. So not in the sense that somewhere like Curio is, where like the owner. Like I'm not gonna say his name because like I don't want to like call him out or whatever. But, like you, if you saw him, you would be like, oh hey, like what's up, like.
Yeah.
So, but LGS are you don't buy from like Target or Walmart or whatever because they're corporations and they own they just have massive amounts of wealth that they can pour into, like, say there's like a Walmart in like Nebraska or whatever and there's like not an LGS, so like everybody in Nebraska like gets their cards from, I'm just trying to think of a state that's like not densely populated.
Yeah.
It's like everybody in Nebraska gets their cards from Walmart. Like, Sure, but like around here in the DMV area, and even out there, like in Utah, like there's tons of LGSs, and so like regardless, like you sort of like have your home one that you always go to, and like that's your place, and you like go to other ones sometimes, but like there's the home one that's like that's the spot. You want to support like sometimes the products might be a little bit more, or sometimes they're a little bit less, you know, it sort of depends. But like you want to support that place, and you want to like not only like physically support it by like being there and participating in events, but like you want to like put money into it. Like you want to monetarily support it because like you know, like that's like anything else, like that's your hobby. Like if the store wasn't there, like would you still play Magic, or you know, would you know these people? Like I have a Magic tattoo. Trying to like, yeah. And today's actually my 1 year with this. It showed up on my Instagram story. Fun fact. But like
Check
I
it
have
out.
a Magic. The reason I have a Magic tattoo is because of all the people. And I mean, I guess I have you to thank for this because I wouldn't be into Magic if it weren't for you. Like, but all the people I know and all the friends I've made and all like all of that because of Magic. Like without Magic, I wouldn't like. There are tons of people that I wouldn't know. I wouldn't be playing. I wouldn't be running a D&D campaign right now because I met all those people through Magic. Like I wouldn't know anybody from Curio. Like
Mm.
I mean, of course. Sorry, I just like went off there for a while. Like got real deep for a minute, but
You're fine. Speaking of board game cafes and Magic, though, the local, so we have Dragon's Keep here in Provo, which has been the local game store for a while, and then we got this board game cafe that came
is it the
up.
one that we almost went to? This
I
by
don't know.
the ice cream deli
Yeah,
place?
yeah, it's called Good Move Cafe.
Yeah, okay. We were gonna go there, and then we didn't because there was wedding stuff happening.
Yeah, no time. But they have a massive selection of board games, like more than anywhere I've seen as a single
How many?
store.
Like about? Do you think? Just out of
Mhm.
curiosity. Like 300?
Well, they have like 12 plus bookcases that are just
Oh,
full.
wow.
Just the walls lined, like, and they've got everything. I mean well, not everything, but like they've got a ton. But I saw signs in there, and they started hosting Magic events, which kind of concerned me. It admittedly, like some people are critical of Dragon's Keep selection because it has comics and kind of board game space, and their comic selection is amazing. But they
That
don't
seems
always
fair.
have the greatest board game selection.
So they feel like the comics like take away from it.
Yeah, at least that's
That's
kind of
weird.
how I feel. Whereas Goodman Cafe, which has been focusing like exclusively on board games, I think has done better in that sense. But it did concern me a little bit because I was like, okay, I do like Good Move Cafe, but if it is turning into like if it ends up draining business away from Dragon's Keep, there's this wonder of like, is this going to be good or bad for the community? Because they were having things like, come if you've never played Magic before, we'll give you 3 free packs, build a 30-card deck, and we'll teach you how to play. Like,
Wow.
yeah, crazy, and like $10 drafts. But I think it's only $10 because I don't think they have prize support. But it's like $10 and because drafts are normally like 12 to 15.
They're normally 15 usually
Yeah.
because it's the price of the 3 packs.
Well, yeah, it's the price of the 3 packs plus usually you get a pack just for playing, like at the end. That's at least there's in most places I've been to. If there is a pack that you win, like they call it the pity pack.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you lose all your matches.
Then again, Claire and I we did the Hour of Devastation pre-release because it was two-headed giant pre-release. And I built just for fun. She built Demir, cycling, and I built white black zombies, and we ended up it was 3 rounds, and we lost the first 2, but the people we were gonna play against ended up being the top seed, but they had to like leave or something. They were like in a hurry, and they had heard about like what decks we were playing, because I think Claire was like talking to them like before the drafts, like before the game started, and so they were like, oh, like our decks can't win against like those decks, and so they cut a deal, and they were like, we'll split like first prize for you if you concede us, and we were like, okay. So we ended up going 0-3, but we ended up with 6 packs because first prize was 12 packs. So, okay. And that's also, I drew some mythic rare in that pack. I'm trying to think. It was one of the, it was Bantu. I got my Bantu from that pack. Bah.
Now the question.
Oh no. Oh no. It's the storm. So there's like a really bad storm here. So my internet is like, I guess, fluctuating. So I don't know what will happen in the record. I'm bad by myself. I can't do this. Don't leave me.
Hello?
I can cut it later, I guess. Oh,
No,
I can cut that out later in the recording. There's a bad storm here.
Someone called me.
Oh, how dare they? Then I'm not gonna cut it out.
And it put the Skype on hold.
I'm gonna call them out.
It was a random number, so I think it was like something dumb, like a telemarketer.
It could have been the FBI. You don't know.
Because I was thinking, like, if someone just cut it, like, if someone was cutting a deal, like, every week, just to make the tournaments really short.
Well, it didn't make the rest of the tournament shorter, because people were still, like, vying for, like, 2nd and 3rd place, like.
Yeah.
I don't know. Whatever. Anyway. There's also that 8-year-old that comes to Standard, like, every week and, like, wrecks people. It's terrifying. She started coming when she was 6, and she was, like destroying people. I was like, man. This is another reason I'm not in Standard, because it's horrifying. This like small child, she's like destroying people. Like, it's scary. People are like, oh, like, who helped you build that deck? And she's like, I built it. And I was like, oh shit, like, oh my god.
Oh my
and her
god.
Dad plays too, and her dad's like, yeah, she routinely beats me. Like no sarcasm at all. He's like, yeah, she has her own like card collection, and like she refuses to trade for me some of her stuff. I'm like, wow, that's savage. Like, you're 6-year-old, now 8 years old, is like a card kingpin, like unto herself. How does that make you feel? It's your fault. You taught her to play. Anyway.
I mean, there's that little girl who goes to like Mythic Championships.
Danica Fisher. She made day 2. The youngest player ever to make day 2 in the Grand Prix. Is that who you're talking about? She dressed up as Nissa? Yeah.
Yep.
If you don't know who it is, look up Danica Fisher on the internet. And it's not weird because she's a celebrity, kind of, in the nerd community. Some people are like, oh, that's weird. You're looking up children. Like, no. Like, she has her own Twitter. I guess like somebody must manage it for her because you have to be 13 like to sign up for a Twitter account. So her dad like or somebody probably manages it. But like, yeah, she has her own Twitter. She's just crazy. She's also really good.
Yes.
Oh, like she's crazy good. Her elf decks are like what? Like what is happening? I don't know. I would never want to play her. If I like happened to make a Grand Prix and I like ran into her, I'd be like, I concede. Judge. Like, I'm out. No way. Like, I'm more than twice her age, and I would get crushed. For certain.
I don't know does she play Modern?
She plays. I know she plays
Legacy?
Standard. I think she also plays Modern. I don't know.
'cause, I mean,
Like
that's
she
the only
must,
way you can
she
get some
must
of the
play
like
kind
the
of
good
everything.
elves.
She must play kind of everything. I know she doesn't play Vintage, so she must play. She must have a standard, Modern, and Legacy deck. Because the Grand Prix is only standard. There's like Modern and Legacy events, but like the finals and like it matters if you make day 2. Like is standard. But she must have a Modern and a Legacy deck because some of the really good elves rotated out and are now only Legacy or Commander legal. This is becoming a Magic the Gathering episode again. Brenna's gonna have our head for this. Like, sorry, Brenna.
Well, I guess the kind of back to your like the difference between a board game cafe and an LGS, I think, is terminology. Like, it's weird to me to have someone describe a comic book store as a board game cafe. That feels that doesn't feel quite right to me.
Okay. So is Dragon's Keep a comics store or is it an LGS?
I mean, it's like a little bit of both. They actually have a separate register for the comics. It's like in a separate, like they're connected, but
it's in the back room. It's in a sectioned off part of the store.
No, it's like they have 2 full stores, and one side is comics, and the other side is like the local game store.
There's a place like that here that just opened their 3rd store called Records and Rarities.
Okay.
And they sell records, like vinyl records, and they also sell like video games, like anything from like it just came out to like old like Game Boy, like original Game Boy, like Sega Genesis, like Super Nintendo. I haven't seen an Atari in there. But I mean probably like if they had one they would sell it. And so it's like all of that stuff in between. And then there's like in all the stores, there's like a separate section of the store that sells comics and action figures, like collectible action figures, and skateboard decks of all things. Just the decks though, not like the trucks or the wheels or just the deck. I guess people collect them and like like their art, because some of them are painted like and they're so cool. But yeah, all the stores are split like kind of in half. Like the front half of the store is all their records. I'm sorry, am I boring you? No, I'm just making fun of you.
What am I supposed to do?
You make a noise while you yawn. Just be that guy. Make that noise that my sister makes. Anyway, so the store is like cut in half. Like sandwich way. What's the fold? Hamburger way. Yeah. It's like the stores are always like the rectangular, like kind of like depth in terms of depth. And then like once you get halfway through the store, you're entering like the comics and skateboarding and action figure part of the store.
I'm trying to use this to describe the division.
Well, like that to me is
well, this makes me think that it has a second story, like it's divided bottom to top.
Well, then I would do this, like.
No, like up down. Like.
But it's not up down. It's not through the middle of the store like that. It's because I'm looking at your video and your video is vertical because you're on the phone. Mm-hmm. So to me, this is like the top half and the bottom half, or the front half and the back half. This would be like the left half and the right half.
Forward, backward, left, right, up.
Is this a tangent? Like.
No, wait, 1 second. 1 second. No, I need a
shirt. That shirt's great.
It is a great shirt. Okay, no. This is a tangent.
I like how you had to set your phone down and like put it at a specific
angle. I needed both hands.
So you could make a pun.
I needed both hands.
You had to use your hands to make a pun.
Yep.
How far is too far?
It's never too far. Oh, I have a joke for you. I think that I haven't told you. Pretty sure I haven't told you yet.
I'm gonna set you on fire.
Okay.
I
So
already know that this
speaking
joke is
of
pretty
setting people
bad
on fire,
because of how excited you are about it.
speaking of setting people on fire, though, why do mobsters often need cochlear implants?
That's like the eye thing, right?
No, it's the ear thing.
The ear thing. Why do they often? I don't know why.
Because of all the racketeering.
Shut the fuck up. What? Why are you like this?
Question for the ages.
Also, why was that setting people, like, speaking of setting people on
I was thinking
fire?
of like the mob, like
What
uh,
mob sets people on fire? I mean, the Russians, but, like, really, what mob sets people on fire?
the Yakuza.
No, they don't.
Sure they do.
I
Yeah, they
mean,
don't.
maybe on accident. Never mind. I know too much about organized crime. Moving on. Back to the topic at hand, which was not about organized crime.
Unless your LGS is a front. In which case, yes.
Oh, you know that barbershop that's by the Wendy's? That's like the barbershop on one side
Yes.
and the cleaners on the other?
Mm-hmm.
And remember how my mom was always like, "Oh, this place is a front, like something shady's going on in there."
What?
She was right. It
Oh my
got
god.
closed down. Yes, it got closed down because they were dealing drugs.
Wow.
Yup.
All their boxes of detergent were actually full of cocaine.
I mean, who knows? Whoever bought detergent from them, I guess. But yeah, actual factual. And then another barbershop moved in there. So
I mean, you could do like a line really easy on like a comb. Like maybe that's why.
do you know anything about doing drugs?
I know there's words for things. Or you could like put one on like a barber's like razor, like one of the
Okay.
like neck
Okay.
razors.
Have you ever
Just like
seen anyone in real life do a line of cocaine? Because I
not
know
in
that
real
you
life.
haven't, so I won't ask if you
Yeah,
have.
not in real life. Only
Okay.
on TV shows.
So in
I know you have like a little thing and you like pour it out onto it. And you like,
okay, so in this instance, I know more than you do about this because I have actually seen people in real life do lines of cocaine. And now I'm going to stop talking before the FBI shuts our channel down for promoting drugs. Don't do drugs.
we're not promoting them. We're just talking
Don't give
about them.
I mean, yeah, that's true. If we were monetized, this entire show is a reason why we would get demonetized.
Yeah. Hmm.
Don't do drugs. Don't give in to peer pressure. Although not giving in to peer pressure is giving in to peer pressure about not giving in to peer pressure.
So it's like there are no absolutes is an absolute.
Holy shit, you're right.
Correct.
I say that at wildly inappropriate times now. Remember how we were talking about this like 10 episodes
Yeah.
ago about like menial things, like
Yeah.
Claire like
Basically.
dropped her keys when she was opening the door or whatever. So I heard about, and we're not gonna like get political about it, but I heard about Jeffrey Epstein, like
Mhm.
what happened to him in prison, and like to myself, like under my breath, I was like, get wrecked, which is horrible. But like that was my first thought, and then I stopped and I was like, oh no.
Yeah.
This is bad. I was like, this is getting bad. I gotta stop.
Yeah.
I can't stop. It's like that My Strange Addiction where the guy's addicted to dabbing.
That's an actual episode.
No, it's not an actual episode. It's like one of the joke episodes they did.
Oh. Oh man.
But anyway,
That That would be amazing.
You should look it up. It's hilarious. Point. LGS board game store. So what does a board game store like do for the community? Like, because I know that was something we were going to talk about, and we're like definitely running out of time because we've tangented for the past like 30 minutes. But point.
Yeah, I think and more specific, the term like board game cafe. I think just using the word cafe is what like just calling it a board game store. People are like, okay, store, board games, whatever. They're like a board game cafe. They're like, ooh, classy. They're like, can I sit here and like drink my mocha latte while I take over everyone from Australia and risk?
No, it's about the
like,
Ukraine.
Do they have chai tea? I've built the perfect engine in Dominion.
Are those things related? Is that a joke?
I'm just saying,
Oh,
like, the term cafe is like pretty associated with, you know, like a place where you sit down for a while and just kind of relax and like read the newspaper, enjoy a light meal. Like that's kind of the connotation of a cafe
in America. Point.
Yeah. Because I mean, cafe literally means coffee in other languages. I think the whole
Cafe,
deal.
I think, makes it sound trendier.
Yes, and
Like,
at the very least,
hip.
out here in Provo, where there's a really big dating culture, there's a lot of people go to the recently opened board game cafe, Good Move Cafe, a lot
to make the good moves.
Yeah, for they go there for dates and group activities and stuff. And I think the fact that local game stores, I think people search out local game stores a lot for specific nerdy niche things that they're already into, and not everyone knows about the fact that they do have board games for you to try out and rent and purchase.
And not all of them do.
Yeah. A lot of the ones I've been to do have those features, but specifically Dragon's Keep and Game Grid in Lehigh, Utah. And I love Game Grid. It's a really good store. They have all of their Magic stock like organized, and so you can search it by like on database at the store, so they know exactly.
Oh yeah, there's a place. There's a really big place that's closer to where I am now. That has that. Yeah,
there's so many places that only have the rare binders and then the big crazy things of commons. Yeah, but they have all of their inventory organized, and
that's gotta be a pain in the ass to keep track of.
Maybe, but they've got a good system, however it works, and all their employees seem really happy to work there. Not in a creepy way, but like they don't seem like they're working at this place and it's a drag. They're like I love working here. It's awesome.
Okay. Yeah, I didn't even think about the dating culture thing until you mentioned it. And like now that you mention it, that's probably why there are so many of those places like sort of popping up.
Yeah.
Out there.
In certain
I guess for some cultures it's like the new like pop-up bar kind of thing. Like maybe like instead of pop-up bars, we'll see like pop-up board game cafes.
When you say pop-up, you mean like it exists as a business model for a short time and then disappears?
Yeah. So like there's a pop-up bar in like somebody owns this area in DC, or this like, place where a bar is in DC, and like they rent it out to places like for a month or a week or whatever. So like one month it was like Super Mario themed, and then another month it was like Harry Potter themed, and there's like a new theme every month.
Gotcha.
But it's like a different business every month. Like there's different people like all the time. So like that as like a business model, the pop-up kind of store. I think like a board game, like a pop-up board game store wouldn't really work though, because some board games are like really intense. Like, I mean, even Risk is like I see as like a much less intense game, but that's because I'm into games like Twilight Imperium and Eclipse and like long haul games. Like you were in it.
D&D is the longest haul game.
Oh well, yeah, for sure. There's that group of D&D players that have been playing for like 37 years or something. Their characters are all probably like level 1 billion. I'd hate to run that game, man. Imagine being the DM for that game.
Yeah, the question is, do you start off with new characters that are introduced in the same world? Because once you get level 20, like that's kind of like that's it. Most of the time,
Well,
you have to have
I'm letting my characters like multi-class and dual class.
Oh,
that
so
I
you
can
could be like
continue
a
after
level
level
20
20.
wizard, and then you keep going and like go up.
So like
to be,
you're
a level
still like
20,
level 20, but then you start off sort of like the dual class where you're like not how it was implemented in Rift because that was garbage. But where you're like level 20 like wizard and then you're like a level 3 like rogue or something like.
Okay, that makes sense.
But I'm also letting them prestige class. So like our rogue really wants to be a spy.
I just thought of an interesting system. You could do like the Avatar state from Avatar: The Last Airbender.
Of course.
So what if you had a thing where if you had a really, really long campaign where the characters died and then were reincarnated as level 1 characters, but they could enter like an avatar state kind of thing where they had access to all of their levels from the previous campaign for like short bursts of time to like overcome, like really crazy obstacles.
That's very interesting. I will definitely have to put that on the back burner for like way in advance because
Yeah. So that
not next weekend because something's going on, but the weekend after that, I think is going to be our next meeting. It depends on how long our Dragonborn and our Rogue are on vacation. They're like a thing. I think they're going on vacation.
And they're not mad at each other? I thought they were mad at each other. What's happening?
No, we have 2 rogues. One of the rogue that got kicked through the door quit. Well,
were they the one that ate all the mushrooms?
Yes, same rogue.
Okay.
There's drama. Don't want to talk about it on stream or on record on stream. Point. The next session, when we have the next session, they're gonna fight the last boss of like chapter 1.
Okay.
Well, because like I mean, a couple episodes ago, I talked about like starting the story or whatever, and
Vampire Lord.
Yes.
Okay.
I'll have to tell you about what happens after it happens because I know for sure that our wizard listens, so I don't want to give away any plot details.
Yeah.
But I know I mentioned before like this is a fantasy story that I've been writing for like 6 years, and decided to adopt it into a D&D campaign. So like after that, there's still like lots of stuff like to do, like lots of things are happening. Yeah, so this is just chapter 1. So they'll finish chapter 1 next session, hopefully, or they will all die. But hopefully they'll finish chapter 1. And I think they're all like level 5-ish. They're like around level 5 or something.
Yeah.
I don't keep track of that. That's not my job. It's my job to hurt them emotionally. I mean, kind of. Anyway, let us wrap up. Let us wrap. Do you have final thoughts?
Lettuce wraps aren't great.
About the show, Jacob, not about lettuce wraps. That was clever play on words. And once you explain the joke, it's no longer funny.
It's not really a final thought so much as a final question. Is
why is like this? Why are you like this?
Opinion, is there a need for more board game cafes that are more open to kind of public interest? Is that
yeah? board game cafes. They're board games, but they all involve legs in some way.
They involve what?
Legs in some way. Stop that!
Why legs?
Because gams. It's like an old-timey like slang for legs.
I didn't know.
Reminds me of my $1 million idea for Instagam. It's like Instagram, but it's just pictures of legs. Yeah. See, that's actually funny. What you said before
My joke was amazing, and you know it.
not funny.
You
Why
should
are
tell it to Claire. Tell it to Claire, and she'll love it.
Claire, why do mobsters have, how's it said? Cochlear
Cochlear implant.
implants. We are still on the show, so you get to be on the show to answer this. You know what those are, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Because I didn't.
Is this a play on words or is this
It's a Jacob joke.
why?
Because of all the racketeering.
That's
See, she doesn't even think it's funny.
It's
So-
a great joke.
how to work hard,
You're gonna rack it all the time. Your ears are gonna be bad.
hard to understand it for it to be funny.
Did you hear that?
No, I didn't.
You have to work too hard to understand it for it to be funny. See, Instagam
You
is funny.
You okay?
Okay.
Who
Ask,
knows?
ask
Who
the
knows the
audience.
term gam? Yours was like real old timey.
Ask the audience.
Cochlear implants
joke-
is something that people know
Which
about
joke
nowadays.
is funnier? Vote now in the comments. Which joke is funnier? No one asked your
both
opinion,
niche.
Claire.
They're both niche. You can...
Vote. Whose joke is funnier? The total is 0 votes on both ends.
Yeah.
No, I don't. Oh, Patch's bow tie came? Put it on him. Put it on him so he can be our send out. Well, his sign came, but I didn't know that his bow tie also came. Patch's bow tie is here. Claire's gonna put it on him, and then he's gonna be on the show.
You're so excited.
I'm so hyped for him to be in the pictures. Not for like Claire and I to have our like engagement photos, but for Patch to be in them.
Speaking of Instagram, though, me and my friend Brett, who's at the wedding, we were talking about like, so
We
there's
are
the term
recording it,
like
so.
in, and we were thinking of the opposite of that. So like, there's like in or like internal versus external. So we were like, what if there was something called Xtagram, and then we were thinking like, what if it was a Pokemon that was like a ghost grass type?
Why
It was like it was a dead ram. Xtagram. That's what we were thinking. It's
What?
not a joke. There's just a lot. There's a lot going on.
Okay. Anyway.
Xtagram. Sounds like
so-
a book.
Anyway. Final thoughts. Go follow our friend on Twitch. I'll link
this
her.
was a long
I'll link
episode.
her.
Started with all the
Yeah, that was
bracketeering.
a long time ago. So I will link her Twitch channel down below. Go follow her. She's great. She plays lots of Magic the Gathering, so it's on theme. Also, we played bracketeering in the beginning of the show, so it's still on theme. Let us know whose joke was funnier. It was mine. And let us know.
I don't know if you even knew the term GAM.
Right, you. Let us know what kind of board game cafes or LGSs are in your area and which ones you prefer. And now, Patch with a bow tie. Gimme.
We're gonna get the most views.
He has a bow tie. Say hi, Patch. Actually, say bye.
Adios.